Hello, welcome back to the Caring Conversation Studio, live from the Care Show in London. We are over halfway through the second day. It's this point in the show in which energy levels dip, and me and Lee are going to bring that back to life. We're going to bring some new energy, new enthusiasm back into the show, just to get us through the last couple of hours. As an exhibitor, it's pretty hardcore, isn't it? The adventures, talking to lots of people. Your mic's not on, mate, sorry, my fault.
There we go, is that better?
Yeah, there you go. So tell us about how hard it is. Oh, what? Yeah, go on, yeah.
Yeah, so, second day is always hardest. You've been on your feet, lots of talking. Let's not talk about the social battery as well, because that, just exhausting.
Yeah,
you get,
down.
like, a little bit burnt out with conversations and social interactions, because we've all got our different levels of social battery, haven't we? Some people could do it all day. Some people, after a little bit, they switch off and you can see it.
Well, depending on how well it goes, I might give you a foot massage afterwards,
It's a
special treat,
Yeah.
You saw it here first.
Yeah.
Or maybe we should video it. Maybe we shouldn't video. I don't know. It might be... Anyway,
yeah,
moving
who knows?
on.
Let's see what the people want.
I would like to... Well, do you want to remind us who you are and what you do?
Yeah, so my name's Lee Trueman. I work for OneTouch Health, Senior Business Development Manager. We do care management software for home care, residential, everything in between, and a true all-in-one. So one database, no single sign-ons, no APIs. It's just a true all-in-one solution that is really, really comprehensive.
Cool. And you're quite new in that role?
Yeah, so joined them in January. Really nice guys, really good culture, and a really impressive piece of software.
Perfect, right. So, a couple of things that we can talk about today. Obviously, mental health is a big part of your personal brand, I suppose, talking about it. You've been making a podcast with your friends. You want to tell us a bit about your podcast? What's it called?
It's called Mind Matters. So it's with John Powell, who's from Devon Integrated Social Care Alliance, Emma, who is head of operations at Achieve Together, and Jen. So yeah, really good. Lots of lived experience, and it's quite after the minute. So again, mental health is something that is always in a state of flux, isn't it? We go up and we go down. Recently, I've struggled balancing that work-life balance, and it's just got all out of kilter. And it got to a point where anything new that happened, I struggled to cope with it, because the brain was full up with everything. And then if something new comes in, then we struggle. So I did what I'm always telling people to do, which was went to see my doctor, got some medication, referred myself for some therapy. So, it's really good. It's a really good time as well.
I've been doing therapy for maybe 9 months, something like that now. I used a local charity that provide therapy sessions. You sort of pay part towards them, it was really useful. And then I carried on doing that after the sessions that I'd passed through, and it's hard work. It's kind of like going to the gym for your mind in a way, and you have to, you work on it and think about things. And I definitely, when I first started, I sort of tried to overthink it and perform well in therapy, which is obviously not actually very useful. But we're used to kind of performing and being being good performers, being efficient, making sure things happen. And actually, therapy is it's a bit of a different approach, right?
Yes, and we always worry as humans, especially as men, are we seen as weak for going to therapy? Are we seen as weak for going to the doctors? But everyone's juggling balls. Everyone's juggling a lot of different balls, whether it's work, home, in between, social.
Sorry, there's a teenage boy in me right now that's just giggling about you saying balls.
There you go, yes. But what we need to remember about when we're juggling those balls, again, titters, that's another one as well. But what we've got to remember about juggling all those balls is some of them are rubber and some of them are glass. So obviously looking after the children, that's a glass ball, we can't drop that. Now, making sure my ironing's done, making sure the laundry's folded, put away. that's a rubber ball that can bounce, that can drop. We can drop that ball, but again, it's just getting those priorities in order and making
Maybe
sure that
should we take the ironing ball and stick it at the top of the cupboards?
Yeah,
Just-
we always
just
do
leave-
that.
just
Yeah,
leave it there,
just
yeah.
buy clothes that don't need ironing.
Yeah.
But
Or,
I
yeah.
actually really like ironing. I find it therapeutic when
Yeah.
you get like this crease shirt and you iron, and it's nice and like fresh, and you're like, yeah, there's something
I
about
never
it.
quite feel satisfied with the result when I iron things. It never quite comes out in the
always
way.
your shoulder,
Really
isn't it?
difficult to get it like really pressed. You've used a lot of steam and a lot of pressure, and I never quite can get it like in the way I dream it to be, with a beautiful crease down it and all that. So well, I don't find it that satisfying. But there you go.
Yeah.
Each their own.
No, definitely. And I spoke to someone, I think it was Carolina from Co-workers Charity, who said her therapy is jet washing. She loves to jet wash. She said she finds it so relaxing, and that's just mental health summed up in a nutshell, isn't it? There's no one size fits all. If ironing makes you feel better, then do it. If jet washing does, do it. If going to the gym does, then do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, just find
Find what is
find
the
something
thing.
to relax in your inner peace.
Yeah. So in your podcast, then, what do you talk about? Like, how is it? Is it quite loose and informal? Yeah. Remind us what it's called again, so people can find it.
Yeah, so it's called Man Matters. You can find it on YouTube, Podbean. We always put the links out on LinkedIn, Facebook as well. Again, we talk about a lot of different things. So the first episode was an overview of mental health as a whole, just to kind of like set things up. We then spoke about anxiety. We spoke about depression, work-life balance. So yeah, we're trying to cover all different bases. Imposter syndrome, and there's some subjects that we'll keep coming back to. So things like depression and anxiety, you can't cover that in a 40-minute podcast because there's so much to it, and there's so much we still don't understand about depression. Our understanding of it is evolving all the time.
Well, is there any like kind of latest science or latest things that you're looking into, or do you not really approach it like that?
No, we don't approach it like that. We just talk about our real life experience. So how kind of, we've dealt with depression before, what causes it, what is the symptoms, what's the difference between bipolar, what's the difference between functional depression. So functional depression can be really difficult to deal with. It's where you can still get out of bed, you can still go to work, you can still do all the stuff, all the hard stuff you have to, but when you go back home, you're just depressed and you're sad, and you're upset, and that's a difficult one as well.
Yeah. It's what I was suffering with. You know, you can kind of get just about enough energy to perform for the day, and then after you're sort of done and a bit hollow, and I found it quite difficult to. Through going through a lot of stressful situations, I managed to sort of protect myself from the pain of those situations, but then in the same vein ended up cutting off the top as well. So you protect yourself from the low, and you sort of create, so you're sort of constantly just mid, and you're not like, you can't really feel the emotion either way. And it's I remember having a conversation with Louis from Care Research where he said he doesn't have that problem, but his problem is that he's like really happy or really sad, and sort of lives in that moment, which I think works for him quite well. And but like I said, each their own. I was chatting with Ben Miller, and he was talking about when he works with team members who are maybe going through some things, and recommended a book called The Advice Trap. I don't know if you've heard of that. Yeah,
not heard of that one, but might have to.
Sort of the basic concept is that when people aren't asking you for advice.
Yeah.
So don't try to give advice to people. Just listen to what they've got to say.
Because this is one of my soapboxes, is listening, because we talk about we need to talk more. We need to talk about mental health. We need to open up more, especially as men. But we also, I don't think we've ever been trained on how to listen to people, because probably the worst thing you can say to someone is, "Oh, I'll be all right." It might not be. It might not be. Just listen, be in the moment. Sorry you're going through that. What can I do to help? Do you want me to help at all, or do you just want me to listen? An example of that is a friend of mine, his mum's terminally ill, so she's going to pass away. Now, me saying to him, "Don't worry, mate, I'll be all right," It's not. It's not going to be all right. And if anything, it's going to get a lot worse before it gets better. But as friends, we just need to give them a space to be heard. And sometimes people listen, but they don't hear. And I think we need to, like, how we respond to that to someone. Because if someone opens up and there's lots of platitudes there, it could do more harm than good.
I had an interesting conversation with a lady earlier who is a death doula. So she's like a midwife for the soul, and it's about we have a midwife to help us bring a soul into the world, that she helps people leave this world. And a really interesting conversation about talking about death and things like that. So maybe that's something that your friend's mum might be interested in, in the death doula. So he says, after telling you not to give advice.
Yeah, no, 100%. No,
yeah.
It is.
Might be worth looking into for just for your own, to sort of look and understand. So I've got one last question for you. Toilet roll, forwards, like hanging over the top or hanging around the back?
Beard. Yeah.
Beard,
not a mullet.
Beard, not a mullet. Yeah. That's what Big Ian said. Another one I've got. If you were a sandwich, what sandwich would you be?
I would be a BLT probably.
Yeah.
A little bit of a mix of everything.
Classic, yeah. Any additions? A bit of mayo, a bit of
We've got to have
mustard.
a bit of mayo.
Bit of mustard or sweet chilli sauce.
Dijon?
In there, yeah. Got a bit of Dijon in there, a bit of spice,
Yeah.
What bread would you have?
Always white.
Always white
Always
bread,
white.
classic white bread,
Yeah.
Nice. Right, thank you. Thanks for coming in. Good to
Awesome.
see you again, and we'll be back shortly with another interview.